whole song was recorded with this. And this is the Zen Go. It is a 2-input audio interface by, of course, Antelope Audio. The reason why it sounds good is, okay, it's got good preamps in it. It's a great unit, got lots of wonderful features. But more than that, everything was recorded in real time through emulations of mic pre's and EQs. In a second, you'll see how I set up every single bit of the recording. I use some of the BAE plugins that are in there for the EQs. I use some 1084s and some 1073s. I also use some of the emulation mic pre's, like they have a V76 in there, for instance, and all kinds of fun things. And I tracked it in real time. That's the drums and, of course, guitars, bass, and vocals using emulations of mic pre's, emulation of EQs, and emulations of compressors. Let's talk about the unit. So on the front here, we have a gain selection, which allows you to go between preamp 1 and preamp 2, and then, of course, all the controls are done here. There is, of course, headphone and monitor, and you can select between those two features, and yes, once again, the control is here. And this, when you select here, goes back to the menu where you can see the meters. You'll see all of this in action. Okay. On the back, it's the usual dual inputs, which is great, of course. So you've got XLR on the outside, you've got 1/4 inch on the inside on the two individual inputs. The other thing is when you plug the guitar in and you go to the mixer window, you can go between a line impedance and, of course, a high impedance from a guitar. So you can select between that on that window. We have monitor outputs here. You've got 1/4 inch and, of course, RCAs to go to powered monitors, whatever you want to go to, whether you want to go to a little mixer or something like that. And then the SPDIF outputs. We have USB connections here. Pretty straightforward. It's nicely made. It's made of metal. And as you've heard, it sounds really good. We're also doing a giveaway, by the way, so don't forget to enter for the giveaway. And we're now going to go and look at how we got all of the sounds. As ever, of course, you can download the multi-tracks of me wailing away either on guitar or on vocals, which I humbly apologize for. But I've always loved this song. It's a fairly simple melody. It's just all in the attitude. And it's one of the greatest rock songs and kind of a birth of, chugging metal guitar, let's be honest. So without further ado, let's go and check out how we got the sounds. So we're going to record some drums with the rather wonderful Mr. Blair Sinter. Got 2 mics on the kit, one in front of the kick drum pulled back a couple of feet, and that is a really inexpensive Lewitt. This is quite exciting because the Zen Go is all about real-time processing. When I first started back in the mid-late 90s on Pro Tools, when it first became, starting to get popular with professionals and stuff like that, I actually used to track through plugins in those days. And the latency was okay-ish. It was using cards inside of the computer. But obviously running natively, that can be a problem. Now, the way that they've designed the Zen Go here is to have almost zero latency. So let's try it out. Okay, so I'm listening to the front mic here. Put the overhead in. Low end's disappearing a little bit. So I'm going to flip the polarity, reverse the phase, whatever you want to call it. Much better. So on the kick drum mic, I just reversed the polarity. And now there's a lot more bottom end and it sounds much richer. It says it's peaking occasionally on the Zen Go here, but there seems to be a lot more headroom going into my DAW, so I'm not going to do anything about it. I'm going to let it go. Now I'm going to click in here, and where it says Add New Effect, I'm going to grab a BAE 1073. Let's select 60 Hertz. Yeah, baby. It's so good. Let's bypass it. Wow. I'm bringing down the input and driving the BAE a little harder. So I've got less input coming in on the mic pre from the unit, but I'm hitting this harder. Now we're only listening to the front mic. So good. Now, let's go and choose. I'm probably just going to choose the same thing, quite frankly. Why not? Let's go to 1084. And we'll go to 110 on the bottom of the snare. And when I mean bottom end of the snare. Try 220. Bypass. Let's go up to some 7K. Let's bring the input from the actual mic pre itself that's built into the Zen Go. And now let's drive the 1084 a little harder. Both together. I really like that. There you go. 2 mics, very minor moves using the inbuilt 1073. He's not complaining. He's hearing himself and he's not hearing any latency. Good sign. So we just did a take and I felt like the snare mic, the overhead mic, was just getting a little bit too many transients. So I'm going to have Blair play again. Sounds so good. But I'm going to add, where it says add new effect, I'm going to go and grab, there they go. They have a tube 176 or a FET A76. This is really cool. They've got the fast and slow in the right way. So they've got, the way it works is people assume that the high number is slow and the low number's fast. It's actually the other way around. Bring the input down a bit. For those of you who don't remember, an 1176 is a fixed threshold. So it looks like I'm getting 1 to 2 dB worth of gain reduction. Bypass it. You know what? I'm going to let it go. I've taken it off. I've decided I'll wait until mixing. So let's go back to the 1084 and not drive it quite so hard maybe, and just bring down the mic pre inside of the Zen Go. And we'll try another take. So the original bass tone on this recording is a monster of low end. So we're going to go with this neck pickup here. Let's get some more. input. Let's select an EQ. Let's go to a BAE. I'm going to actually go probably lower than I should on like 60. Let's try 100. 110, I should say. Actually winding the tone down on the bass a little bit. This has got flat wound strings on it. Okay, so I'm going to try and get like a little 700 for a bit of nose. Let's crank it. Yeah. Okay, so I've actually cranked 110 and I've cranked 700. You know, I'm going to grab the Lang as well. And I'm going to go to 80 here and crank a little bit of that. Oh, yeah. I like that. There's a lot of low end. Maybe just back off just a little bit here. Yeah, I'll back off a little bit there. Maybe a little less 80 here, just a shade. I'll leave the high passing for the time being. I can do that in the mix. I'm going to add a little bit of compression. So on our vintage compressors, 1176 looks good, but what about the, what else do we have? So we have a stay 11, which would be a stay level. Oh, yeah. Go to the fastest recovery time. It's not the most defined bass tone, but it's, you know, it's me doing the closest I can to an original bass tone, which is huge. It's got so much low end on it. So there you go. Okay, let us try some guitar. I'm plugged into the high impedance input in the back, and you see that selectable here. You've got mic, got line, and you've got high impedance. So there it is. Okay. I'm going to select an amp here. Now, for this cover, the Black Sabbath cover, of course, it would have been a Laney amp. Let's see what they've got. I doubt, or I don't know if they've got a Laney. The Darkface 65, I mean, that's got to be a Deluxe 65. Top 30 must be the Bright channel, because it says UK Bright of an AC30. Modern US, a Boogie or something like that. But the Plexi 59 is probably what I'd go for, because that would be obviously a Marshall. I'm not saying the Laney and the Marshall are identical, of course not. But that might be close. Let's have a quick look at the, just for schnitz and schniggle, see what a Rock 75 is. Remember, that doesn't have a cab simulation on it yet. So let's go and find a cab. I'm going to go with, let's see what a vintage 412 is like. sort of got that mid-range that I like, and you know. Okay, so now we can blend. There's a rear mic here, which it's not an open back cab, so I wouldn't use it in this instance. But we've got mic A, mic B. It says a 45-degree mic. Just turn the output up a little bit. About here. Yeah, I like that. We can take the high pass filter off. Just for schnitz and sniggles, we've got a mic, why don't we experiment with some mic pre's as well? Now, obviously, I really just want to go for a 1073. But let's not. Let's see what else they have. Like, what is the VEQ? Oh, I see. So that's basically API style EQs. Oh, a Lang. Ooh. Bypass it. Okay, that's good. Let's go to the 240. A little bit of 5K. There might be more lows than I need, but I can always take it off in the mix. Backing off the lows, backing down the 5K a little bit. Okay, let's try a little bit of compression. So I'm going to go and grab, what is Liverpool? It's got to be, oh, okay. You know, I think this is the typical thing that happens when you've got really heavily distorted sounds. You end up realizing you don't need to compress it. But I love experimenting. Let's have a quick look. Looks like here's an 1178. There's 10 DCF, the BAE. There's a 4K, which would be, of course, an SSL. I suppose the FET is... I don't think I want it to compress, because what's beautiful about the original is it's all in Tony Iommi's right hand. It gets quiet when he's damping. And then it explodes. So compressing it means that those are going to be too quiet. So I don't want to do that. Okay, but the compressor's there. We'll use it on the vocal when we come to do the vocal. So as you can see, we have this rather lovely SG, which belongs to Joseph, who's standing over there. He very kindly lent it to me. And as you can see, it has humbuckers on it, so it's got a much higher output than the PRS we were using. So I'm going to bring this gain down quite a lot here. So it's a lot closer to the original tone. So we have the Earthworks podcasting mic, which I'm gradually turning up. Finish with my woman. Finish with my woman. Okay. Now, I brought up the gain. I'm going to grab... What should I do? Should we get something a little softer? A little tubey? Vintage mic pre's. There's a 1073 M3P. What's the VPH? Ah, there you go. I have one up there. That's hilarious. 1, 2, 2, 1, 1. Yeah, that's warming it up nicely. Finish with my woman, 'cause she couldn't help me with my... Okay, let's put a little bit of air on there and a bit... let's start with the air. So we're going to go for the BAE 1073, for the EQ like we were using before. Let's go and put a little 7K on there. Oh, that's nice. Maybe even a little 10. Finish with my woman, 'cause she couldn't. Maybe even a little 110. Finish with my woman. Try 220. Finish with my woman, 'cause she couldn't. Too much. 110. Finish with my woman. So we got the BAE, a little bit of 7K, tiny bit of 10. Bring back the 7K slightly. Keep the 110 up. Finish with my woman, 'cause she couldn't help me with my life. 1, 2, 2. Okay. I'm going to do my compression. There you go. 160 VU. Finish with my woman, 'cause she... Let's go up to 2 to 1. Finish with my woman, 'cause she couldn't help me with my life. People say I'm insane because I am frowning all the time. 1, 2, 2, 1. Okay, and then what I would typically do with hardware is grab an 1176 afterwards. So let's put that afterwards. And I would set that to 20 to 1 and just have it getting the peaks. Oh, it's already really nice. Finish with my woman, 'cause she couldn't help me with my life. People say I'm insane because I am frowning all the time. So I hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget to enter to win one of these lovely Zen Go's. Leave any comments and questions below. If you've already used one of these or own one of these, let me know how you got on, and have a marvelous time recording and mixing. Don't also forget, please, download the multi-tracks and mix them and have some fun with them themselves. Maybe retrack the drums. I mean, we did the drums with 2 mics. Maybe try your own drums on it. Maybe re-sing it. Maybe play another guitar solo. Have some fun with it. Have a marvelous time, and don't forget to leave any comments and questions below. So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, au revoir, tschüss, adios, goodbye.